Yo, what's up today, YouTubians? Berkshire Blades here. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. Today, I want to talk a little bit about the Remette Rhino. I have had this knife for about a year now, and I have used the ever-living heck out of this knife. There are a ton of different knives out there with G10 and D2, but I'm going to dive in a little bit today and talk about why you might want to pick this one over something else that's got the same specs pretty much on it. And hopefully we can kind of come to a conclusion on the end of this video as to, like, you know, is this worth it still, you know, especially at the price point, right? Why would you pick this? So overall, real quick, we'll do the specs and get that out of the way. Get my little clear ruler here. Overall, it's just a hair over 7 1/4 inches. The blade is just a hair over 3 inches. Sorry, you probably can't see because of reflection. Just a hair over 3 inches on the blade. I don't have my caliper with me. I cannot find it, but I measured, or I looked online because I couldn't measure. It's 120 thousandths for the blade thickness. So it's a D2 blade, drop point, black stone wash finish. So the coating on it helps it hold up because D2 is, you know, semi-stainless, I guess would be the right word for it. Not fully stainless. The blade is cool, right? So it's shaped like a rhino horn, which I think really gives it a super awesome, aggressive look. Tip up, deep carry pocket clip, reversible, which is nice. The screws are nested flat. It's nice that they put filler screws in here so you don't end up with a bunch of boogers and pocket lint and whatever else may be in your pocket in there. In case you do end up wanting to flip it over, you're not going to have to dig a bunch of crud out of it. So it's cool because it's got 3 different modes of deployment, right? So you got the thumb studs, both sides. You got the blade fuller on it for reverse flick. And then the detent on this knife is really strong, so it's kind of hard. You got to get after it, but it's also got a front flipper on it. So that's cool. You got 3 different ways that you can open this knife, which is super cool for people that like different options. The lockup is really good. So it's a plunge lock, okay? But it's a really good plunge lock. So I actually have tested the whack test on this before, and it holds up. As a matter of fact, here, just in case you guys don't believe me, we're going to do it right now. So this is plywood under this table. Ready? I could drum all day with this thing. It's not coming off. So that's awesome, right? So with that said, there is still no blade play in this knife whatsoever. Up and down, side to side, still rock solid. It's still got perfect blade centering. And again, this is about a year later. And I've used this knife a lot. I've used it. I take it to the woods to prep for a tree stand. I always take a budget knife with me. I've cut, I don't know how many different zip ties, open packages with it, cut cardboard, and this thing will still cut paper. I don't know if I got, let me see if I can find a piece of paper here. So here we go, right? Oh, that's actually 2 pieces of paper. We don't want to cheat here. Oh, no, maybe it is one. All right, so here we go. Ready? Right, so that's after a year of owning this knife and actually using it. I've actually used this knife. And the coating that they use on this is really good. I mean, you might not believe me, but I actually have used this knife for a year. And you can't tell, right? It's, you know, like I said, it's not stainless. So, you know, for the price of this knife, 36 bucks, dude, it's really hard to beat what you get in this knife for 36 bucks. The factory edge is killer, flat grind, you know, about 3/4 of the way up the blade or so. So the cutting geometry is awesome. The tip is really strong because it's got this swedge that comes down right to the point. I've actually pried with this knife more than once. Again, I beat my knives a little bit more when they're a budget knife because if it breaks, it's just a budget knife. I do use all my knives, but I've really used this one. So, you know, D2 has great edge retention. I have not sharpened it yet. It's very tough, but it's not quite stainless. A lot of people refer to it as like semi-stainless. So to be stainless, I think you need like 12 or 13% chromium content. This is like, D2 is like 11.5 to 12%. So it's on the you know, just a hair under it, just misses. But it's not as simple as that, right? So carbides kind of trap chromium. So, you know, they get a little tied up in there. So there's a difference between like your total chromium in the blade versus like total available chromium. I'm not going to dive too much into that because I don't want to misspeak and then be wrong about it. But basically, it's not as easy as just how much chromium is in it. But, you know, again, there's no pitting. I have got this knife wet before. I would not recommend dipping this knife in friggin' salt water and then putting it away wet in your sock drawer. But, you know, it's held up really well, to say the least. It's held up really well. The action is good. Drop shut, right? There's no blade play. The lockup is great. We just tested it. The ergonomics are pretty good on this knife. I like how the G10 has a little bit of a notch out here. It actually fits your finger angle perfectly, and this little tiny rounded groove spot over here is like perfect to put your pinky under. And then there's like a tiny bit of a ramp here before the blade starts to take off downhill with some pretty thick jimping on there, so you get like a really good purchase on this knife, and it just feels really good in the hand. I really like it. I just think it's a really good looking knife too. I mean, I like the blue around the pivot collar. Remette's logo is pretty cool. The blade shape is boss. The shape like a rhino horn. I like how the fuller's cut out of it. You know, I really don't have anything bad to say about it. The fit and finish is really good too. You know, there's no spaces between the liners and the scales. The G10 backspacer, I mean, it's got a little spot for a lanyard here if you want it. But I really don't have anything that I can be like, oh, this I wouldn't do it this way, or it kind of sucks. Like, I just think it's a really good overall knife. I really do. I mean, I feel like you can't really beat it, right? So, like, the clip tension's really good, too. You know what I mean? I like how they milled out of the clip a little bit here, too. I just think it gives it, like, an edgy look. It could just be plain, but it's not. It's long. You know, I don't mind, like, the short, deep carry clips, but this thing is not falling out of your pocket, which is nice. It's not too awfully thick, so when it is in your pocket, you can still get your hand past it. The G10's a little bit grippy, but it's not, like, tear up your pocket grippy, you know what I mean? It slides in and out of the pocket nice, but it stays there. It's like the Goldilocks of all the sweet spots that you're kind of looking for, you know what I mean? Like, the quality control I feel like is really good. The lockup's nice. They've done a lot with it, you know? The problem is, you know, whether it's a good knife or not, it's how many good knives exist at this price point at $36. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of knives that sub $40, but I like this one a lot. You know what I don't like? So, like, one thing that happened, and it was like once, right? And I didn't like caught myself or almost come close, but the way the detent works, see how it like clicks right there? Like, it feels like it almost locks up. It's not locked up, right? It's just a little bit farther. So if you have like a weak opening, which is really hard to do because, like, you can see I'm like barely putting pressure and it still flies open, you know what I'm saying? So, but if you don't get a good lockup, that's just something to be mindful of. So if you are gonna do any kind of serious, you know, anything with this knife, see right there, I kind of befuddled it, but make sure it locks up. You know, it's not even anything really to point out. It was just one time and I almost cut myself. So I was like, oh Jesus, like I didn't want it like to become a thing. But it's not really a thing because of the way it flips open. So that's kind of like all I don't like. So, like, who is this knife for? Dude, it's for anybody that wants to get a reliable knife that's going to hold an edge really well, that you don't have to sharpen, that you can beat it up, that is reasonably light. Let's actually weigh this thing because that's one thing I didn't do. I just want to see what this thing weighs, because it's not heavy. Like, it's a robust knife, but it doesn't feel like obnoxious. Oh, sorry, hold on. We put it in ounces. 4.2. So that's not like crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like a lightweight knife, but it's also like a tool. It's robust, you know what I mean? It's not overly chunky. It's just a robust knife. You know, what does it do well? It holds an edge really well. The lock works really well. It's got good ergonomics. I mean, it kind of does everything well. Nothing is over the top, right? I'm like, oh my God, it's the best knife ever. But if you're looking at a knife in this price point, dude, like all day long, you know what I'm saying? Would I buy it at this price still? $36? Dude, you bet I would. And I'm wondering if you guys would too, you know? I mean, you don't have to be like a knife snob and only want $200 knives. Like, there are good budget knives out there. I would encourage people to spread their wings a little bit and give a budget knife a chance once in a while. If you feel like all you got to do is, you know, keep up with the Joneses next door and buy Benchmades and Spydercos and, you know, high-end knives like that. That's not always the case. I mean, Remette makes some fire knives, bro. Like, some of their higher-end knives are some of the nicest looking knives I've ever seen. But this budget knife, dude, is just stupid good. So let's just pull out a couple other $40 knives, right? And all these other knives I'm pulling out, I love these knives, right? Like, so this is the Civivi Mini Praxis, $35, I think. You know, comparable, right? But again, like the edginess and the look of this knife, right, is awesome. So I like this knife too. This is the Sencut Bronte. Look, I'm trying to do the fancy flick and I can't. Don't laugh at me too much. This knife actually has really good action. I just freaking messed that up a little bit. So this is the Sencut Bronte liner lock. You know what I mean? This is a liner lock. So it's cool that you get a plunge lock that is reliable with this. This knife I love, the CJRB Feldspar. I have used the living heck out of this knife too a lot, and it's held up really well. Just for a comparison, you know. And then the CJRB Acacia, right? AR RPM 9. It's got the crossbar lock. The crossbar lock works really well on this knife. It's got good action, but it's a lot lighter. It's FRN scales. It doesn't feel as much like a tool. You know, you can compare all day long. I'm just saying that, like, in the $40 knife category for $36.99, dude, I'm picking this sucker all day long. It has been wonders. You know, wonderful, or more wonderful than anything else. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I just know that I really like this knife a lot. You know, so, you know, G2, D10, it's not exactly exciting on a spec sheet, you know what I mean? But at this price point, like, does it really matter? You know what I'm saying? Like, for $36.99 and how good this thing's held up, I don't think it's even worth talking about spec sheets or anything. I mean, do you get a good knife for your money or not? I mean, yes, you absolutely do. You know, it doesn't need exotic steel or titanium to be good. You know what I mean? On a knife, dude, if the action's good, the geometry's good, the ergos are good, the quality control's there, you got edge retention, right? Like, and the price point is excellent. Like, what is there to dispute? You know what I mean? Like, what is there to even discuss, right? Like, so I don't know, man. It's nothing exotic here. It's G10, D2. But Remette, you know, they spent the money in the right places when they were designing this knife, just to make sure it does what it's supposed to do. You know, nothing really affects how this thing performs. It's just a good knife. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. I hope I didn't ramble too much. I appreciate you guys for checking this out. Go check out a Remette Rhino. I think you will not be disappointed. Great knife. Do me a favor, please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. It helps out small content creators a ton. All you gotta do is push a button. It just takes a second. And if you are subscribed, turn those alerts on so you know when I'm dropping something new. You can check it out. I appreciate all the viewers. I appreciate my subscribers more than I can say. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace, YouTube.